Well, after a long break because of the holidays and J-term, the indoor track and field season got back into high gear this weekend at the Grand Valley State Open. And to talk about it is our athlete of the week this week. His name is Josh Roth, and he is from the men's indoor track and field team. Well, what a way to start the indoor track and field season for you. You win the 5,000-meter race. What was it like to come home in first this past weekend?
It was great. There was a lot of stiff competition in that race, both from athletes from the other schools and also on the Taylor team as well. So, I mean, going into the season, I never really like to try to predict how I'm going to race to start off, just because between seasons there's so much training that you never really know where exactly you are. So I just kind of went into it sticking on the leader, and then about halfway through the race I was feeling really strong, so I made a move and was able to drop him to kind of finish it out and take the win.
You ran the 5th best time in the NAIA this season. You were 1 second off of a Taylor record. You automatically qualify for the indoor national championships. That's got to take a lot of pressure off your shoulders, right?
Yeah, that was exactly what I wanted to do going into the meet, because it just gives me a lot more flexibility. The indoor season is really short. We only have 3 or 4 meets to qualify for nationals, so going A in the first meet frees up another spot for another teammate, because if I had gone B, then there's a limited number of those spots. So it just gives me a lot more flexibility for running other events, and the 5K is one of the more taxing events to run, so it's nice not to have to run that again for a little while.
How much pressure is it? You mentioned there aren't a lot of meets in the indoor season to qualify for nationals, but you had a long, grueling cross-country season in the fall. You get a break off because of Christmas and J-term, and you got to jump right in there and try to turn in a top time. How much pressure does that put on you and your teammates to come out and really be clicking on all cylinders at this meet this past weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really important to, the winter training is crucial, because last year I don't think coming into the indoor season I was in the shape I wanted to be, and it's really tough with how short it is to get into the position you need to be, like if you're behind at all. So yeah, I would say that going forward from the cross season, it wasn't exactly the season I'd wanted, but I finished out my last race really well, and so that gave me just a big boost going into the off season, because it's really tough to kind of maintain mileage, and the high intensity training that's needed over, especially Christmas, is a really tough time for that. So yeah, I think it was a good off season, which is what paid off in the meet.
Well, Josh, congrats on a job well done, and best of luck with the rest of this abbreviated, but I'm sure it'll still be a grueling indoor track and field season.
Great, thank you.
That is Josh Roth, this week's TU Athlete of the Week. To stay up to date with everything men's and women's Taylor indoor track and field, just log on to athletics.taylor.edu.